It's told. But okay, money happy.
Hitting. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I'm gonna do something I've never done before, and it's experimental, and I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm trying it out. So I invited you here for this sit down. You and I have had a lot of engagements, so I'm taking liberties, and I hope you don't mind. I've got a folder on my phone called Dope Memes, where I take screenshots of tweets and WhatsApp statuses that I think are cool and that stimulate me. And I just took a random selection of them. And I want to go through each one and then just hear your thoughts. You can speak for as long or as short as you want. And then I go to the next one. Let's just assume like how 20. And this is why I didn't want to send them to you beforehand, because I wanted to be spontaneous. Your thoughts. You and I knew, I think Utebs are set on Amagents.
Yeah.
And I read a piece of a chick asking for advice because she'd gone back to her baby daddy and now she was pregnant. But she was married.
Yes.
I'd like to do more stuff like that. But this is not that. This is not, dear Dolly, my boyfriend
It's just,
is not.
here's a meme.
This is just, here's a
What's
meme.
your thoughts?
I thought it was dope. I'd like to hear your views. Maybe Utebs will share his views on the meme. And by the way, these are random. They're not like a theme, like business.
Social media, done.
Yeah. Like I said, we're just experimenting.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. You and I have so many platforms. Everyone knows how we're doing all the time. We don't need to catch up. Hey, we haven't seen you on YouTube in like 2 years. No, everyone knows how we work because you saw me on Instagram yesterday. Or you saw me on TikTok. It's fuck you.
Hey, bro.
So that's not important.
Got time for us, dog.
Let me start.
People are busy with their lives. Okay.
Yo, this is actually a really dope handle to follow on Twitter. At Schrodinger's Brat. The person's name is Sherry.
Okay.
Show dicks. Sorry.
Wow.
What did you say?
Schrodinger's Brat.
Schrodinger.
She's a play on Schrodinger's cat. It's not important.
Dingaling.
Sherry says, before jumping into a very competitive game,
Yeah.
I think you should look at the winners of that game and decide if you want to be like them first.
Ooh. I love this thing.
I love it.
I love this thing. It's the same. You said there's no themes, ne? It's the same from a business point. Let's say you want to work at a certain company.
You don't have to answer fast, by the way. We can even just speak about this one only.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
And you look at the most senior person there. Let's say you go to a company for financial incentive alone. That's your main drive. You look at the most senior person or like the 3 most senior people. And then you find out how much they earn and their standard of living.
That's easy.
And then you say, do I want to live like them financially? Then that should tell you, give you a better story about the company you're about to work for.
Okay.
There was an ad, an Alan Gray ad, years ago, where this little boy goes, my papi told me one thing. And
Do you know the ad?
And he's
So dope. It's black and white.
It's a black and white ad, and it's a little, like, 7-year-old boy. Little 7-year-old boy. Italian boy.
Black hair.
Who is treating this other little 6-7-year-old girl amazingly well.
Like a princess.
Like a little princess. Little boy treating...
Gets her flowers.
Yeah.
Makes sure that she's fine. Defends her against bullies.
You know, again, this is an Alan Gray ad. They were amazing. And he says, Guti, his father taught me one thing. You know, Guti, you find an investment when it's still small, and then you wait for it. And ultimately, at the end of the ad, you see this little girl's mother.
To her home, and then the old lady opens the door.
And the old lady is a belting. Like a 20 out of 10. Hot. Ultimately saying, with this little boy saw the mom and said, hey, baba le oleti leli. And the oleti leli has this little daughter. And this daughter's going to grow up into that. Let me invest in this.
Let me invest.
So that's what I'm understanding. When I look at the winners of the game, do I want to become that?
Elon Musk was asked, he's been asked in a few, but specifically a clip. He was asked, I don't know if it was a podcast or an interview, are you happy? Do you think anyone would want to live like you? And he said no. And he's not the only one. I look at a lot of girls that look up to these boss ladies, female CEOs. And as much as they look up to them, they only look up to the financial,
the aspect of it, yeah.
They don't know the cost. Because this is essentially what this tweet is saying. Do you know the full cost of this game you're trying to win? It's easy to... I saw a picture of Cristiano Ronaldo with Intwana yake. He likes standing there with his skinny matambo bones, flexing. And I do these weird things with athletes because they like ballerinas, ballet dancers. I zoomed in and I looked at his feet. This guy's a professional athlete. If you run long distance, you lose your toenails, your feet look fucked. No one ever looks at that.
They get messed up.
I know this is stupid, but for anyone who's into weird things, if you ever see a picture of Cristiano Ronaldo with his feet, zoom in and look at the quality of his feet, the assets that he used. Those are his working tools, and how fucked up they actually are.
Rugby players, soccer players, basketball.
Yeah.
Do you know the full cost? I'm gonna have to work hard to sacrifice time. No. This female CEO, this boss lady, is she happily married? Does she get to watch her children's things?
Does she have children?
Does she have children? Does she? And if the answer's no, what? Are you willing to?
Yeah,
Are you willing to pay this cost? And if the answer is yes, by all means, Donna, live your best life.
Minantwana, that's why I think once I've started, when I actually said, okay, I want to go into business and fully run this thing. And I looked at the guys that I was looking up to, and some of them I still look up to now. I read their books. You need to reconcile with a few things, man. You want to have family time, and most people are not okay with that. You want to have weekends. You're going to lose friends, and most people will never fully understand this dream because it's inside of you. And I think once you fully understand what it actually takes to be, like people tell, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be a billionaire. I'm like, Donna, you actually don't know what it actually takes. Like you think you have an idea until you fully unpack it, then you'll drop it. You're like, no, grand. That's why sometimes when I don't, the dreams that I have, I share them, then I stop because I'm like, I'm gonna be told, but you won't have this. What if your child hates you in the future? You're not a present, what? I've read all the books about all those guys that are not present. And at some certain stage in my evil mind, I'm fine. Because the thing that I want to achieve, I need to prove to myself that I can actually become that thing. But because I've read the things and I understand what it actually takes, I've reconciled with being the devil in the next 40 years. But you will be eating my things there.
A couple of years ago, I was at a crossroads on where to go with my life, of which I ended up here podcasting. Oh. But one of them is I spent some time with Tenderpreneurs because I was like, you know what, let me go make money. And I spent time with them filling out Tinder documents and attending some meetings. And so I'd known them for a while and I knew their life. But in spending that much time close to them, which is why job shadowing and apprenticeship is so vital. I looked at where they were, the relatively young guys. I looked at their mentors who had been around for a while. And I looked at the ultimate Tenderpreneurs in the country. And I looked at the lifestyle. And I realized at that point that once I commit to this game, Yamatenda, it's going to turn me into someone. Never mind making money. I'm going to become someone. And when I look at these guys, I'm like, do I want to become this person? And you don't know when you become that someone, when you're paying bribes, when you're paying inkabi, when you're popping bottles for Maslay Queen and Varsity Girls. From the outside, it looks like, this is stupid. Why would I do that? But you meet these guys and you listen to how they speak and you understand the game. Why is this guy speaking Afrikaans now? And you're like, Ndona, it's unfortunately the language of the game I'm in. Why are you buying bottles? Why are you taking girls to Dubai? You're like, I used to be like you. I used to think this thing is stupid. Why would I bribe politicians? Why don't I just do the job? Just do the job. It's a tender. Just do. I started just like you, like a taxi driver. Ndona gets in,
excited,
good service, waits
at the traffic lights, he waits there,
Aunt at the back is like, putting it late. I'm going to miss my what. Press. Ukoko at the back is like, you're speeding. Ubanban is saying at some point,
he doesn't care about the traffic.
You become something. Your boy, Kai Green, speaks about because he's a bodybuilder. Penson introduced me. I never lifted weights. This is also why I don't lift weights. Actually.
Okay, tell us more.
I look at what Penson is, and I'm like, ew. There's this guy, Kai Green, bodybuilder, very philosophical, who speaks about when you have to become something.
Yep.
And you become more than human. And you have to look at it like we look at about Christopher Nolan, about Beyonce. You have to look at them and be like, when I look at what this guy has become, where he doesn't care, he's an asshole, he misses funerals and weddings, as an example, am I willing to become more? And am I willing to pay the cost where I'm crying and I don't win Mr. Olympia and I'm tearing muscles but I love it so much. I'm in this darkness, more pain.
Yep.
And I'm like, sometimes when I'm in the light, I'm like, I miss the dark. I miss the pain. I miss the anxiety. And no one understands. That's when I realize why Dangote and all those guys will never stop making money. Donna, you've got $20 billion. Why do I still need to work? I'm like, oh, it's because we're outside. When you commit to this game, it's all you know. That's why my unknown is still playing rugby at 43. Cristiano Ronaldo is playing football against Lamine Yamal, who's got a younger father who's younger than Itai Malaki. You commit to a game. Jacob Zuma, quit politics, bro. He's like, and then do what?
You know,
this is my passion.
It reminded me of Bill Gates, the latest podcast. Is it with Jay Shetty? One of the podcasts that we like. He says, they ask him, like, why aren't the other billionaires saving the world? Like, why aren't they all giving their riches to everyone else? And Bill Gates says it's their default. They know nothing else, these other billionaires. So I won't even try to convince them to be like me in giving their wealth. Because he says the idea of competing, even though I'm a billionaire, it becomes part of you. It's in your blood. Even if they are worth 200 billion, it's like they can't switch off that thing of competition and wanting to challenge themselves.
Do you think he was undertone telling us that that's who he is as well?
I think,
and what I mean by that is the whole concept of becoming a billionaire is to monopolize an industry. And he's found an industry where he can monopolize, which is
philanthropy.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, Peter Thiel speaks about it in 0 to 1. He says he never invests in a business that he can't monopolize. It's like this thing of us saying everyone must have access, free market. It's like, no, every business that I'm in, I run the monopoly. He says that's the only way businesses can be fully successful. You need to be monopolized. So, yeah, I mean, that's one of the PayPal mafias.
So ultimately the question is, do you want to become that person?
Do you have what it takes to become that? Because the fantasy says, I will become that person.
No, but like,
but your day-to-day...
Before you get into the meat of potatoes of, can I become that person?
Sure.
Do you want to become that person?
Can we unpack what it means? For example, we see 5% of whoever we admire. The question is, when we show you the other 90, that's the question.
For me, I'm saying you don't even have to show me the other 90.
Okay.
If I'm going and I'm thinking of who's a famous person, I don't know, a politician.
Okay.
Any politician that we can think of
Cyril.
right now. Cyril.
Yeah.
And you're saying, okay, I don't know the other 90%. What I know is that he's forever meeting other heads of states all over the world.
Constantly traveling.
So he's constantly traveling, you know. So what I do know is that if you're constantly traveling, you're not investing time within your family. Just that dynamic alone. Forget that.
He's in meetings all the time, talking,
just listening. Which might just be 5%. I'm not even prepared to do that.
But you claim you want to be a president.
Do you want to be a president?
You
want to be? Because we need to start there. Before you shoot me down and you say, Vele, you don't possess the ability. I don't even want to, though. I don't even want to. So I'm watching these games, as the meme was saying, or the quote, the tweet. I'm watching these games and I'm saying, I Vele don't want to be these people.
You know what you're saying?
I'm just not. Their job is to be entertainment for me.
I
want to be them. No.
I remember watching a documentary, Tiger Woods. And this documentary was about how the dad was an evil man. You know, he stopped him from dating, stopped him from doing anything outside of golf.
Sure.
Then I'm sitting there, I'm like, hey, but the amount of people that admire Tiger Woods in this world, do they actually want to go through what Tiger Woods went through? Where you have no social life. Like,
do they want
Zero. But they like, I want to be like him. I want to be the greatest. Whatever it's in any sport, man. Lewis Hamilton. I mean, all these kids have got the similar pattern. Whether it's the Williams sisters, it's Tiger Woods, it's
the Jacksons.
They all didn't have a social life. All of them.
But I don't think most people that admire person X yearn or want to be like person X.
Otherwise, they'd be doing it. There's a video that says I forgot how this guy phrased it so nicely. Something like, the thing you claim you want, you don't want.
Yeah,
It's just nice to fantasize, because if you did, you'd be doing something towards it.
Yes, because I'm saying with you, I don't believe that everybody that goes to watch whichever performer or Tiger Woods actually yearns to be at a Tiger Woods level, because they're not even playing putt-putt, as you're saying. They're not even playing putt-putt. Forget the sacrifices that you're speaking at a deeper level. So we all watch.
They've already
boxing,
quit in
we all
their
watch.
heads.
No, it's not even quitting. It's I enjoy watching. I enjoy watching, I don't know, skateboarding or ice skating. I enjoy watching it. I think it's extreme and it's cool. But there's never been an aspiration within me to pick up a skateboard and learn how to do a kickflip. It's just, I just enjoy watching it. Not everything that I enjoy watching is something that I have aspirations towards. I might just be watching rugby for the sake of entertainment, or watching Chris Brown dance for the sake of entertainment, not because I'm yearning to be him or at a level like him.
I could was speaking about those who want to be that. Like, there are many guys who say, we're speaking about the guys that actually want to
It's
become
saying
like
before you jumping into a competitive game. So this is someone who maybe is fantasizing about being a golfer or what. Yeah.
Like, I remember Casper did say that we all want to be a black coffee. Then he unpacked it. It's like, it's not normal how you have to live. And some of us don't actually have what it takes as artists to be at the level of a black
And
coffee.
I think Casper made this decision because we study these people from
He
a
did
distance.
make the decision. America. It's like,
Yeah, you ask these questions. Why is Casper not going overseas? Why is he?
Yeah.
And then when you look at how he lives, which I think now we'll say with Twitch, he's a gamer now. Intwana's like, I love being here. So I need to try and find a way upila soft, but here. Because he says with LT that Tyler was the dream. But if Tyler's the dream, then Casper can easily go overseas and go hustle. But you can see Intwana's not going. He's not even trying to, like, euphonic, nabo shames. I would say, I spent some time. Yes, I'm a nobody there, but Intwana, I'm going to be an international star. But it's like saying grand.
But for me, it's also just for us to realize it's not because Casper lacks the ability to.
Yes.
It's just because he chooses not to sacrifice.
He made a decision.
What is required to
become that.
He knows what it requires to become that. He has the necessary skills. He just chooses not to sacrifice because it might.
Because he's seen the people close by that have achieved it, and he's like, nah.
I'm not willing to sacrifice.
Trevor
so
Noah
much.
got there and came back. He went there, got there. He could be like Kevin Hart, but he came back.
He was like,
and he
no.
came back with the depression.
Because they know the insights.
I saw the game. I saw I tasted it. I was there at the highest level. And I was like,
I see it. I see it in spans when you get offered a certain senior role or certain what role. And I go, no, thanks. No.
But why not? You'd be so...
Because you know what it's going to do to change you.
Because I know what I waltz in there, boma 9:30, exen. And I can see what this guy's had like 6 cups of coffee. When we go over, boma 6:30. Mina ngo past 3. Okay, Twana, otherwise, sharp boy, etc. And I can see what these people are going nowhere. Sebe communicate to for sebe Kwama Crocs. And you're like, yeah, nah, I'm out. You can keep your parking spot, or you can keep, I don't know.
Oh shit, this was Goodwill Hunting as well. Robin Williams' character was apparently a maths genius. So when he's mentoring Matt Damon, or he's being his counselor, the guy who recruited Matt Damon as a young maths genius prodigy takes him to this guy. And it's like, I could have been you, but I chose this because I wanted a wife and a family and all that.
And it's that. And it's not because, again, you lack them, but going back to the tweet.
I'm not willing to pay the price.
I'm not willing to pay that price for those results. For those results, I'm not willing to pay this price for those results.
My closing point on this thing is, I watched Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, and I was reminded, and to this day, as we record today, I still crave finding a mission that is going to be my life mission, which I'm going to dive into full-heartedly and sacrifice everything, because I'm willing to sacrifice. I just haven't found a mission. Because when Thanos, I think, has snapped his fingers at the end of Infinity War, in his subconscious or in the spiritual realm, he meets young Gamora. And she's like, did you achieve what you set out to achieve? And he's like, yes. And she's like, what did it cost? And he says, everything. And when I watched that in my head, I was like, what is my life mission that I'm willing to
give everything to?
Burn the whole world down.
Yeah.
I will be Genghis Khan. I will amass the greatest Julius Caesar, Napoleon Bonaparte army, because this thing is my one true north, and I don't care who gets burnt. I haven't found that thing. My life is too comfortable. Anyways,
So does it? Yeah. Okay.
you can chat. You can chat.
No, I just want to say deep.
I'm trying to figure out. Does it come from necessity? It's like what we're speaking about now with Jan. You know, that deep thing that you're speaking about. Is it because you haven't been at a point of so much pain and struggle that you snap and become that thing that you want to become?
I can't
Is the
answer
level
that.
of
I don't know.
comfortability
Give me.
the issue?
I didn't even understand. I think it's just
don't
too
know.
much for me to think about
Okay.
sacrificing everything.
Yeah.
I'm willing to sacrifice everything.
I'm saying I don't even know what that looks like. I need to know.
It's being alone and losing your health and losing your mind.
Yes.
You're alone. You are in the depth of the mountains of Russia, where no human is, and your health integ and your mind, you feel like you're losing it. But in your head, you're like, for this, because my name will echo into eternity.
But Penson, don't you think for some people, like normal people, it's just family? Like I'll work and
No.
sweat
People
until-
People aren't willing to sacrifice.
willing to what?
Sacrifice.
No. It's not family. People are lying.
Not even 10% of what Lungu is talking about.
Anyone that says they do it for their family
People
is
for the
lying.
family. They don't even sacrifice going from a 4-room to 2-room.
It's for themselves, whatever
Yeah,
they do.
I remember
They-
watching
like-
this video says, people say, I'm willing to die for my family. The guy's like, no, but you're not willing to change your health.
No,
You're not
no,
willing to go
nothing.
to the gym.
No,
You're not willing
no,
to
no.
run. So he says that thing is a lie. So you guys are right.
It's an
Yeah.
absolute lie. And I think, Enzo, I'm saying with Lente Show Lunga, for me, it's such a huge, I'm struggling just to wrap my brain around
I just
what
crave
looks
it.
like.
I don't have it, and I'm not working towards it. It's not like I'm searching in dustbins.
Yeah.
No. But I bawela. I bawela finding that thing, and then making that decision to be like, hey, when I found the thing, and I was like, I met the guy. I met Satguru, Jesus Christ, and it was like,
now so Shaolin monk. Noma uyi. No Jason Bourne.
I go rogue. I go ghost.
Yes.
I learned different languages,
I
Mandarin
was watching Mission Impossible 8. Is that the latest one?
Shout out to Tom Cruise, man.
Yeah, no, crazy.
Guys that are gonna go down as legends in their own lane. Tom Cruise.
But I'm just saying, because it speaks to exactly what you're speaking about. Guti, this guy has sacrificed everything. Agana next. For the sake of saving the world. Anyway, go back. Okay.
If there's one thing I'm not willing to sacrifice for, it's to try and help black people. I was helping black people. I got a smallanyana taste, and if you study history, you look at all the guys that were killed. And then you look at how, never mind them, because the sacrifice meant to be worth it.
Yeah.
You look at their families, and you look at black people themselves, and you ask, was it worth it?
Was it worth it?
And you're like, I would be retarded.
I'd be turning in my grave.
I would be retarded.
It's painful. There's nothing worse than breaking your back for people that not only don't care, still treat you like Velenja wenzanga next.
And they revert back to the...
Like, not only do they not care, Oguti, when you took your last 10 rand, wabanig, but the fact they go, 10 rand.
It's the worst, eh?
Yo!
It's the worst.
You almost want to not only take your 10 rand back, but take their shoes as well.
Mshangembam.
Suck. You don't understand what I've sacrificed to give you this. Not only do you not appreciate it.
That's when you become an oppressor, by the way. I do feel like that about some of our politicians.
Yeah.
That they saw the cost, they saw the situation, they saw the people they tried to help being their biggest haters. And they decided to become the oppressors.
But think about it. If you are part of MK and you watch like your closest friends, family members, while you guys are doing the Makarela Watwat getting shot and killed, for abantu that are now saying, "Vele, we should have voted for the National Party."
Yo, ungahlanya.
And you like, do you know what I was watching the UFC, and then there's this new guy on the block, Ilya, and he's now challenging for a belt, and every fight he's ever had, because he's from Europe somewhere, they always scream because he's always fighting against a person from USA. So the whole stadium, whatever the case is, always screaming, USA, USA. So the whole fan base for his past 8 fights have never wanted him to win. For the first time, they're all singing his praises. And I'm looking at how he's responding. Because it's almost like, Izolo, you guys hated me. Like all this time, you guys were praying for my downfall. You said nothing wrong. Now all of a sudden, because I've moved to the US, you feel like I'm one of you guys somehow, you know? And like that energy has turned him into a villain, you know? Even though he came here trying to speak English, trying to help, trying to be part of Konvo or trying to be part of ANC, you guys have turned me into a villain. So I'm going to do everything to burn all your houses down.
Nothing more like
Maybe that's why now
story.
about Trevor sometimes they don't give a damn about South Africa. Maybe sometimes they don't speak about it. Because we don't know some of his internal pains that he went through because of South Africa.
And he never got support.
Yeah. Then it's like,
It's
okay,
very easy for South
I'm
Africa
out.
to use you black coffee,
Yeah.
but they were not there investing in you.
I said in media, where you're knocking on doors, you knock on doors, and you're not knocking on doors because you've just got your head in your hand asking for you're asking for
An opportunity to deliver
just
something.
Just an opportunity for you to lend me an ear. You see? So if we can see, is there a value proposition in what I'm about to? Just an opportunity for an ear. And then all of a sudden, when you then become a senior, or you have then, all of a sudden, this person now comes through with those papayana giggles. Hey, do I know grand? He's go,
How unfit.
like, you don't understand how much I despise you, bro.
Yeah.
Because I was just saying, hey, Doc, do you have 15 minutes for us to just sit down? I've just got something I just can run past you. Even if it's not 15, just give me 5 minutes. Elevator pitch. I'll just go at it. If it doesn't make sense to where you guys are,
It's okay.
It's okay.
I'll respect you forever just for that.
Just for that 10 minutes, thank you so much. But a person you're doing that for 2-3 years, all of a sudden, this opportunity opens up.
not his, somewhere else.
Yeah, one. All of a sudden, you become something, and then now, Intellect, can you? Nah. I go,
I know too many people in my life that are like that.
yeah, it's horrible.
This is from a WhatsApp status. I don't remember who posted it. The person says, why smart people struggle to get rich. Number 1, they want to make money using only their intellect. Things like government stationary tenders are stupid in their eyes. Smart people hate looking or seeming stupid. Number 2, they are more worried about proving their smartness than making money. Their egos are at play most of the time.
Yeah, man. Do you want to jump or can I keep going?
My thought is very negative. It's fine.
Yeah, it's crazy when we think about the concept of smartness and how we've been socialized over 18 years of schooling, where like smartness is now put above everything else. Number 1, if you're smart, and then, because smart people will judge you if you have money, but you've made it in a dumb way. They'll judge you because they feel superior to you.
Academic smart.
Academic smart, or smart people will always judge you because we score. Some people, they're like, oh, you just got muscles, you must be dumb. Like smart people will even judge a person who's got a Ferrari and say, oh, he's got a small penis. Because again, the way that the school system was built was that at the peak was the smartness, which is actually just absolute bullshit because abantu smart. And this is one of the things that we say in one of the groups that we speak about, where I get touched and I say, you use your words, I'll use my hands. Why is it that we must use your tools to define success and we can't use other people's tools?
You're such a Zulu guy.
I can be a Pedi guy or a Tonga guy. I'm just trying to say, Guti, anything frustrating abantu aba smart is because they feel like this is the only lane of life that exists. Like you only matter if you're tall. What happens if I'm chunky? What happens if I'm dark-skinned or light-skinned? Whatever. Why is this the only metric to judge anything? Because when it comes to nature, it's not the smartest animal that's the king of the jungle, or the smartest animal that is, it is the animal that uses whatever the talents it has to adjust to it. So if you're a chick with the big booty and perky titties and you use that to go from point A to point B, whatever your point A and point B is, that to me is success.
Kodwa thina siyabajaja.
Uba.
Osisebasebenzisa izimo to get ahead.
No, siyabajaja ngithi ngoba si-smart.
Yes, that's the problem.
Angithi
Yeah.
si-smart thina. Yeah, but that's why so judging even umuntu who's a boxer, when nje wenza imali ngokushayana nje wazi ukushayana.
Floyd Money Mayweather.
Yabona. So my
Simthatha
judge-
ukuthi uhambe ekekeleze.
Yabona. So judge ale into ukuthi they're doing what's it, mumble rap, whatever it is, because sifuna Talib Kweli, sifuna obanbani, sifuna izinto smart. So when I read those things, I just go, there's so many people that I know in my life, nje, that just fit that.
Including me.
Now funa smart.
I struggle with this. It's the reason I took a screenshot of it, because it's
Yeah,
to me.
no.
Oh yes, I think we all struggle, and I think we've all work or are working on ourselves with that. I'm talking about people that they still totally blind to that. They just oblivious. And I'm thinking of someone in particular that we're in a group with, in particular.
Aye, bro.
And young Asula Lumchita alone. Because
Shine your palm, boy. Shine your palm, boy.
because it can't always just be your way. That's what always frustrates me. Why must it be your? Why is it that when we are at a
Gathering, event.
no, like must
Clashing.
must clash.
Opposing views.
Yes, sis milek. Why is it that the only way that we can either have a winner or a loser is by playing Ching Chong Cha? Your game that you feel that you are strongest at. Why is it that we can only do this? This
Look,
one
at the end of the day, I've got a PhD. I don't know about you, but I mean,
Why
I've
can't-
got a thesis on this.
No,
why
sure.
why can't we flip a coin? Why can't we have a 100-meter race? Why can't we do the most push-ups wins? Why can't we do that one? Whoever jumps the highest. Why singalwi?
Yeah.
Why must it always be no? Let's engage in debate. No. That's your skill. You want to debate in this way, like that? That's perfect. Cool. And you've already won. I mean, I want to do this.
And the guys who know the game, they're like, it's fine. I think now let's bomb them. Let's buy a pop, man. Yeah, diplomatic what is a span.
It's just
Wait, wait.
bomb.
Where do we are here discussing politics and the various triggers that people use to win people over, and he calls it mice. Money, ideology, coercion,
and ego.
which is violence, and then ego. And I'm just thinking, there's these guys that are big on the ideology. Let's debate. And the number one language is, Donna, let's rather take this outside. Ngoba sengathi azwani mina nawe.
Violence is the most primitive, eh?
And it's the most effective.
Yeah, it's the most effective.
It's not by accident or Iran or Israel
No,
or Trump.
no. Violence.
America can have all the PhDs in the world, but what's most important is that they have the biggest, strongest military.
Because even Mongati, but it's money, yes, but money will buy violence. I'll purchase ink, which is figures of solve.
Do you know quotes from Troy? I know you go to Gladiator.
Which one?
There's one way Lumchi do your chama Achilles to come fight. And Achilles is like, you've got a way with words.
No, he charms his brother, Guti, use your words with me, but not with my nephew or something.
Sure.
And he's
then
like,
he says,
I have my words.
Then
You
I've got my sword. Something like with sword.
Yeah,
Is it that
I
right?
have my words. You have your swords. And he
we
says
all use the gifts that God's give us or something.
something along those lines. But that makes perfect sense. Just use the gift that God has given you. In today's time, should you not use that gift? Khona abantu eklasini ungabapasa because bona bane gift ukuthi amehla bomade. So my body test gift yazuma bukupavna Maharaj ubona ukuthi gift
Bhavna Maharaj. Shout out to Bhavna
Shara
Maharaj.
Bhavna. America njengamanje Bhavna.
That's
I
what's
want to say something so it's not deep.
Negative.
But, yeah, it's very negative.
About this
the thing of gift. In an argument when you are when you're arguing with a woman,
Yeah.
her gift is words. And
It may be words.
most of the time is
Generally,
Umchit in that moment, what's his gift?
it's hands.
It's hands.
That's why women are verbally and emotionally violent, and men are physically.
I'm not justifying you, but I'm trying to figure out what
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, what should I'm not saying, hey, see, I know Caesar the way he's looking at me, it's like, Dave, so where are you going with this point? I'm just saying, what Oh, Caesar Jamas, you know Caesar's got that eye.
Yeah.
He was looking down.
Hey, your head distress.
Then he looked at me. He's like,
Hey.
hey, Charlie, where is he going with this thing? I'm just saying,
charge it through his face.
I'm just saying, then what happens? We're not justifying abuse.
Yeah.
But then what happens? Because the only way a guy can articulate himself is with his hands. But now because
Yeah, there's a cost.
Because
the only thing we'll tell guys is that unfortunately,
There's a
in
cost.
that game of arguing,
Yeah, there's
like
a-
yena lozoti asphumele ngaphandle.
Shayan.
It's okay. He might end up in jail. So just know the cost.
So the talent of the woman doesn't have a cost.
Not in this world we live in.
Yeah, because here's the thing, and words, as we know, can cut like razor blades. You know, people can say the most verbally abusive things, but it's not like you can go and open a case. Umuntu can say things that can break you to a point of depression, suicide.
I wish your mother was dead.
With
You
just
can't open
their
a case for
words.
that. You can't open a case for
With
that.
just their words, they could actually, and we know this, we know the power of words. We know the power of the tongue, that they can actually lead you to depression and suicide purely by what they're saying. When among a shy backhand, bulele, islwane, you're the worst of the worst.
Correct.
Lapo, this person has been verbally abusing me for 10 years. And I've attempted suicide 3-4 times in that 10 years. And I've tried to say and speak to someone, but nothing happens.
Do you think when men, let's speak about men in this context, can't fight back verbally? Well, no, physically, sorry, because they're not allowed. The only person they have to hurt is self, which is why they take their lives. Because someone needs to be inflicted with physical pain.
Yeah.
But because I was upumala, because I couldn't hit this woman. If I can't hit anyone else, then the only other physical person I can hurt is myself.
I think men constantly implode then explode. It's the only way that makes sense to me. Uguti, like you had gotten to a point where this pressure cooker, what this yabonale bomb that's internally, and then you respond externally, whether it is abusing someone or hitting someone, whether it is beating your body up by running marathons after marathons until you numb, until the pain externally matches internally, or until you numb the pain internally with some sort of drug or alcohol. I think it's the only way. Because even when you see, when you really hurt as umchita inside, and you want her to feel the level of pain that you are feeling. So
That she inflicted on you.
That she has inflicted on you with her words, but you might not have the same ammunition from a verbal point. So now she's saying these things and you are just broken. So then you'll also say, okay, let me show you, or feel how I feel. I'm dumb.
Let me add this tweet while on this. At Mr. 428 Blake Roker. I think he took this from Naval. It's in quotes. If you're so smart, why aren't you rich? Is a rhetorical question. And I think he attempts to answer it by saying, getting rich requires risk. Taking risks requires stupidity to the degree that you actually believe you could pull it off. Logical thinkers and high IQ people overthink things to actually take those risks.
Yeah, I disagree with that. With you taking a risk requires stupidity.
It does, Penson.
Nah,
And remember, these people, I think they're speaking about extreme stuff where you're like, in fact, I actually want to become this thing, I'll do whatever it takes. Not the average person.
But you must understand, some things are a risk to you and not a risk to me. So
yeah,
I think a lot of the times, that's why I don't really believe, when I see people succeeding, for me, from my little experience, I know, Guti, this is not a once-off. This person has been that yolk in the shell, and he's been incubating for years. So when I see him finally break through, me on the outside then say, this person took a risk.
But don't you think there was stupidity in the process at some point? Maybe even earlier on when they had the big dream.
I don't know if everybody starts off with having a big dream. I know a lot of people that might start off with just, hey, if I can just do 10 push-ups, or it's very seldom that I hear people who have never ran a 3K just say, you know what, I'm going to go run the comrades. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying, Uti, I find that relatively rare in comparison to someone who just starts jogging for the sake of health and playing around, so.
You're disagreeing that you think taking risk requires a level of stupidity?
No, I think a lot of, I just don't like the concept of what people define as risk. If you look at what I deem people who are successful, it's always people that have taken the necessary steps to get there. I remember having this argument with, I can't remember who this loser was. No, it was about you after you were on one of those podcasts, and then apparently that what made you blow up. And I was like, bro, what do you mean? Why was he even there? If he was just a random guy off the street, they would, hey, it was a like
overnight success.
Yes, just because you didn't know him, you would assume this person just took a risk, sent a DM, and then boom. But this person has been cooking for years. So by the time that you see him, it looks like he's taking a big risk.
Yeah.
By the time you see a person fighting in the UFC, oh, that's their UFC debut. The UFC has never taken a person with 0 fights. That person was the champion of Sweden for the past 7 years. That person, like if you look at a person like, I don't know, these guys from Pakistan, or Khabib and stuff. Khabib, you'll find out this guy is 29-0 professional MMA fights.
Yeah.
But he's only got like 10 MMA fights in the UFC. So he was cooking in other places. By the time you saw him for the first time, this guy's 20 professional MMA fights under the belt, and on top of that, he's got different forms of martial arts that he's been doing. He's been doing Samba, he's been doing wrestling, you see him as him coming to this young boy from Pakistan, took a risk, got a little bit of money, and then flew to America, and then got into a fighting club, and then sent his application to, no. He's been crafting at it, So give me just the concept of risk before I go into, if you're smart, why aren't you making money, etc., etc., etc. I just don't like the concept of when people talk about risk. When Steve Harvey just says, take that leap, just fly. I don't believe in that. I believe that every stand-up comedian started by making jokes, got very comfortable. Every musician from a young age, there's 500 people. Then there's December, there's 1,000, goes to this other church. Their confidence by the time they get to age 13, 16, they've already done that. So by the time they go to Ama Idols, they've known how to play a keyboard. They know how to harmonize. They know how to sing baritone and then also falsetto. They know how to mic control. They've done all of those things for years. Tina, we this person took a great risk by going to Idols.
Your whole argument is that you don't think people become rich from taking risks. You believe by the time they make that decision, that risk, they've already earned their keep to make this decision.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they wouldn't become rich. They might maybe fluke, let's say a tender, but it won't be sustainable.
Mara, that risk was the first decision they made to go into the bar to do stand-up comedy.
It's not. Let me explain why.
Okay, you'll be allowed to counter after.
We lean into what we are good at. So as just generally, where we get the most love from. So if you look at little kids, it might not be from you, Dad, but at school, he might be getting appreciation. Would see this person's so good at the violin. Next thing, your child is in the school ensemble. Next thing, they're playing for the Johannesburg Symphonic Orchestra. You might not have been there, but somewhere along the line, that little fire kept on getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You don't just, let me take a risk and just become an online gamer. It's because you realize, good, every time you invite your boys over to PlayStation 2 Mandlali FIFA, we have a telangendu. And then it becomes the next, these guys that are rappers, they didn't just start rapping at age 21. You'll find that a lot of them, Manga Hamba, and go look at their maths book, it's so quiet. There's a heck a lot of thingies there. Kanye West speaks about the number of songs that he had, before he was even given that chance to actually rap. I think a lot of it happens like that little embryo, like that yolk in that egg, where we can't see it. Therefore, Utebza took a risk. Can't we don't understand Utebza? There wasn't a time where you actually truly decided to be an entrepreneur. You just realized that I'm good at this. It's the same thing with me with teaching. When did I actually decide? Then you break it down. I remember when I was in grade 8, we were reading Romeo and Juliet. Umamsi took me to her school. The teacher asked if I can sub her. I'm a grade 8 reading, and I'm reading, and that happened throughout. Then you find yourself I've done a lot of talks, and now I'm in varsity, and I have to be a guest speaker at the matric farewell. And then you find yourself talking. My brother, that was always things that were happening, whether it was I stayed fit. You found yourself there was never a time where I was like, hey, I'm actually good at talking. Let me actually take a risk by. I don't.
So you're already there. No, I get it.
I think by the time the egg cracks and you see the chick come out, we on the outside, we will say it was a risk. We will say, this person took a leap of faith and he flew. And this person has been grinding. We just didn't see it. And it might not have been formalized like how people want it to be. So it might not have been good. You've got the cameras and the podcast, but it might be a situation. Man, as a match with ring, and you ask questions, and you're cool into around you, and sisters, you used to constantly talking. The tongue is working all the time. So by the time someone puts a camera in front of you, but
so you tell us, man.
You tell, bro. You can go 4 hours, 5 hours because vele ekoneni uhlala from 8 uzuvaya 6 ntambama. And ringers. So what is 2 hours in front of a mic? Nothing.
Debs, I want to read this thing so that you can share the views that you had before you heard him. If you're so smart, why aren't you rich? And Blake Roker says, getting rich requires risk. Taking risks requires stupidity to the degree that you actually believe you could pull it off. Logical thinkers and high IQ people overthink things to actually take those risks.
Yeah. I didn't speak to that tweet, by the way. I just
it's okay.
I just spoke to the word risk.
It's okay. It's okay.
The last part. With Penson, it's fine. I get where he's coming from.
Don't disagree with him. Just share what you were thinking when you first said this. Forget what he said about risk and whatever. I just want to hear your thoughts.
Read that first part again.
Getting rich requires risk.
Yeah.
Taking risks requires stupidity to the degree that you actually
here's
believe.
what these people are saying. Getting rich. Before you're not thinking about getting rich.
Don't speak to Penson. It mustn't sound like you're debating with him.
Oh, yeah. So just that sentence alone already tells us that you are taking a decision to become something. Whereas before, okay, you said I mustn't speak to the Penson thing. Whereas, because now I want to...
Don't do it.
So for you to take a decision to be rich requires a lot of stupidity. It requires a lot of... falling out with society, where it's like obsession. No, you definitely have to be obsessed.
What's happening with it?
Am I not a man?
For a person to make a decision to be rich, hey, my man, that's why not many people are able to actually make the decision, because it's not an easy decision to make. Because the steps that come with you making that decision are not normal steps. That's why majority of society is doing 9 to 5, like majority of them. Is because of how things are designed in society. And then the 1-2% they're like, hey, I'll do the 9 to 5, but I'll have a side hustle. That's why the side hustlers people, they are very few. Because they want to reach this level of being rich. And it takes a lot of risk and stupidity.
I did a chat with the guys at Amped, and I gave them the stats on the probability of you being a dollar millionaire in South Africa. And abantu abafundile criticized my methodology, which I don't care about. But let's say there's about 19,000 black people in South Africa that are dollar millionaires that are known. And there's 23 million black people, black men. When you do the maths, I think it's something like 0.08% that you would be a dollar millionaire as a black guy. 0.08%. So when you do it maths and stats, that makes it virtually impossible. It's not 0.8, it's not 8%. It's 0.08%.
I don't even think people understand what if you said there was an 8% chance.
People don't understand, but it's okay.
Even if you said there's an 8% chance.
Sure.
You can I tell you what happened? Sorry, and it's like when people find out how many people ran the comrades this year, and you're like, oh, thousands,
20,000
people ran the comrades. How I could be one of them?
Never.
They have no fucking clue,
dude. Never.
What that looks like.
Dude,
it's such an easy thing for them.
My sister Jo, our cousin says that she raised me. She ran a 10th comrade. So she got that gold what?
Shout out to her.
Comrades. I don't want her life, man. No.
Yeah.
It's not normal.
By the way, Ayasanga Bestman ran his first comrades.
Oh, amazing.
That's pretty dope. He says I must come back. I'm like,
Her average in of running on a day is 20 kilometers.
I need to go. I need to go do the comrades.
You want to finish it?
I need to finish
Penson's run the comrades. He just dropped out halfway because he was injured when he started.
You're injured?
You know what also people don't understand? You don't just decide to go run the comrades. You have to qualify to run the comrades.
By running a full marathon, 42 Ks within a certain time.
I think it's 4.5 hours or something.
I don't remember.
5 hours. I don't know what it is. 4.5. So people don't understand because they're like, like they so
to get to the starting line means you've done a 42 kilometer race under 4.5 hours.
So give me when people say
Within a 12-year period, I think. 12 months, sorry.
Well done for taking the risk and trying. It's the natural progression. The first time you do a marathon, you might run in 6 hours.
Yeah.
You know, before you realize that you run your 5th marathon and you're running it in 5 hours. Then your 10th marathon, you're running it now and then people say, hey, bro, you're running it under 4.5. You know, you could actually qualify for the comrades. You're like, oh, I've never thought about that. Then you start training towards that.
Yeah.
You know, type of thing. So essentially, if you qualify for the comrades and you are training for it, going to the starting line shouldn't necessarily become a risk.
Yeah, we're going back to risk.
Sorry,
we
my
are
bad,
speaking
my bad.
probabilities.
My bad.
Going back to your point.
Sorry.
I'm trying to help with Debs by saying
0.08.
a smart person, an educated person will calculate probabilities, hence the overthinking and high IQ. A decision, never mind natural progression, the decision to say, I will be a dollar millionaire is a stupid decision because the data is not in your favor. And I just want to end it on that. Not to disagree or agree with anyone. At Rich_Cooper on Twitter. Richard Cooper.
Hey, la bantu laba mele lama piece la mele bafake under their feet. Anye kufakane nabo Rich Cooper laba nga these videos mele bafake la in their timelines.
Some of these guys are from overseas, man. But yeah, if they ever hear this, shout out to them.
Sure.
Yeah, we're going on a different Shinchani G vibe. If you were raised by a single mom from a young age, don't assume your dad didn't want anything to do with you. Many often learn later in life that it was mom that was toxic, the toxic one, and fed convenient lies about dad. Reach out to him, at least hear out his side of the story.
Yo, I don't want to use people's names, but I did a video on a trending topic where this guy was on a podcast talking about parenting. Yeah, when he's talking about parenting, and apparently him and his wife are now getting divorced. Yeah, they both actors.
I think we can mention them because they're public figures.
Oh, we can mention.
Yeah,
public
they're
figures.
actors. Stephanie Nhungani.
Yeah, Hungani.
Yeah, Hungani did a podcast. I'm not sure what the platform's name is. Apologies
Baby
to the
mamas
lady.
or mama.
Mommy Diaries.
Mommy Diaries. Yeah.
Mapasega. Dope.
Yeah. So I was like, because I didn't know who those people were. Like, I'm unfortunately not.
Do you know where they act?
Plugged in.
Hungani Skim Sam.
Oh,
Steph's different shows. But the last thing she was on was an Aero. What's that chocolate? Aero. What? She did a big campaign for
Ferrero Rocher.
No, AERO. What is that?
Aero.
Yeah.
So anyway.
But she's an actress.
Yeah.
So they currently they're going through a divorce. Yeah.
Apparently, yeah. Well, they put out a statement, and why am I even saying apparently? So I'm listening to this guy speak about his journey of parenting. And he's speaking about the challenges and the dynamics. So I watched that whole thing. After the clip was shared on the group, I watched that whole thing. And
is it worth watching?
It is.
I'll go check it out.
Yeah, it's 57 minutes. It's worth watching. So you read the comments and you can almost like, without a shadow of a doubt, say single mom, single woman, feminist. You can just pick it up because in the whole thing, there's no, to me at least, he doesn't criticize Osisi. He doesn't shit on her parenting. He doesn't talk negatively about, he was just talking about his own pain. His own pain.
As a father.
And they were still together that time when he did that podcast.
They were still together.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, they were still together.
So even to a point where he's speaking about Witsi when they had the pain of miscarriage and she was asking to, please can you call my mom? And people were like, oh, you're so selfish. How do you? And he's like, no, I did call the mom. I was just saying with you, I was hurt with the decision that she wanted to make a mother number one priority. Especially when you think about us as a married couple. They say that the union of marriage is we become one. So for you to instantly...
Your first thought is your mother, not me.
That hurt me. All he was saying was, I'm telling you how I feel. I'm not saying that you can't have your mom. I'm not saying... So anyway, now Sebia separates her. Now she's going to become a single mom.
In inverted commas.
In inverted commas, single, regardless of how much he helps in time, financial resources, she will then fall under that single mom umbrella. And depending on how she speaks about him to the child, because if you look at a lot of the TikToks that they have together, but there's just a lot of questionable things in how she expresses herself, And I'm like,
Recording him in their marriage.
And I'm like, there's a fear that we've seen. And maybe this is just me being negative or being triggered from my own journey, where Osisi can now speak negatively to the child about their father. The reason why we got divorced is because your father didn't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The reason why your father is not at your tennis match is because he's chosen to prioritize and pick over you. The reason why, and that child might grow up resenting and hating the father, or because because it's a little girl, which also I believe will make it a bit more challenging as a father. That whole thing might make the little girl resent the father. And it's because how many men are trying their absolute best and are either being denied access, or they are being fucked up by the system, or they are just being called shit. To a point where ingane at 12 years of age, because he's never wanted me. And it's what he or she as a little child has been conditioned to think. There
was a podcast, I think it's the divorce lawyer guy, I forget his name, Sexton, whatever his name is. He speaks about sometimes it's not even explicit what you're saying. It's when the child is like, Dad, and the mom's like, ow. Just that emotion. So sometimes not even what they say. The mom will be like, I've never said anything bad about him. But it's like you didn't, but your demeanor
but
and
the
your
child picks up the energy, because every time I mention Dad, I can see that your energy changes.
When I want to go visit the mom's family, it's a whole party.
Yeah.
It's great. When my dad side of the family, like, for what? So it's like, I stopped. And I'm like, clearly there's something wrong with these people.
And those things create trauma,
Like, that one, that is such a sensitive one, because I'm just always just trying to think, like, what can I do? Is there anything that I should do so that the whole dynamic of my parenting is not affected too much about what other people say? It will get affected, of course, but I don't want it to get affected too much.
Do you have any strong points?
Aaron is too personal. It's off camera. I know. I'm fine.
I've spoken a lot about my journey as a father and as a man, as a partner, in my failures and my successes and stuff. And at a time, I thought the solution would be, and I even wanted to run a campaign to get men to send me short videos. If you don't have your kids or your child, for whatever reason, you send me a short video. Hi, my name is Penuel Mlotshwa. I'm a father of 2 kids, what. I'm either not seeing both or not seeing one, and it's because me and the mom broke up, or it's because I cheated on the mom. I love my kids, I'm struggling financially, I'm gonna spar and whatever. And I post them as a form of documenting history and as a campaign to be like, forget all this research and data that you guys are reading. Men are just not telling their stories as to why they're not with their kids. I work overseas, or the mom moved overseas. Let us now have a campaign to be like, guys, it actually may not be what we think, because the data is just numbers. Father is not present, therefore, no. Also, as a documenting, so that the children are like, in those videos that Upen used to share, is there Penson Mlotshwa or Tibucho Kibine there? Maybe my dad also made a video. And you make it a culture that men are not telling their stories. So short, I love my kids. You know what? I'm not living with my kids. I never really wanted these kids, man.
And
whatever.
It's crazy once you hear the other side. Because I'm not saying the guys are telling the truth. I'm saying the more sides of the story, the clearer everything happens. Because it's like, as a parent, when one of the kids come crying, Baba, and I ask Zita, Wozala, tell me your side. All of a sudden, everything changes. Everything changes. And we know a lot of sisters will actually go and speak negative to the community, tweet about it, about
which is their story,
which is their side,
and they fully entitled to it,
which is their side.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm saying the more sides we find. For example, their side. I want to hear the father's side. Maybe the child is of age where the child has spent enough time with mom to tell their side, and enough time maybe to spend with dad to tell their side, or Gogo's side, or Malume's side, because the all of a sudden the picture looks different. There's certain things that if we wanted to get a bigger picture, that we would hear from the mom's sister, where we would just roll on the ground going, no ways.
Changes the whole story.
So So njengoba ngithumela le mali, then wenza 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ngale mali, all of a sudden things change. So the more sides that we hear, I think it's...
I wanted to run that campaign because a lot of men don't know where to tell their story in a safe way. Because it seems the courts are not doing that.
Yeah.
It seems family members keep these things a secret, but you have this one-sided story. But I just want to say the sadness for me is the amount of abuse I've gotten on social media has made me not want to share anymore, which then makes me understand why other men wouldn't want to share. And the children end up losing. And we end up raising more damaged kids than we would have.
Is it social media or is it just like X and sometimes TikTok? The way that those platforms have been set up?
So the platform, X is the worst, I think, in the algorithm. X is the worst.
Yeah, by far.
But the problem with abuse is it doesn't matter the platform where it comes from, as long as it comes. Because
I hear you. Okay, I hear you.
As a normal man,
you.
speaking about something that's sensitive to you opens you up to a vulnerability that men are never meant to share anyways. Because I'm showing you where my Achilles heel is. I cry. Oh. And for people that are malicious, that's what they go for.
As I sometimes judge myself so much going back to social media, would say like, if I had kept my accounts private, therefore filtering who's actually into my community. Because you realize, Guti, people that actually know you, they don't type some of the things that strangers with no profile pic and some user 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're like, why did I open myself up for those people, who just want to get a response, because this could be some child who's grade 11 sitting in his mom's house, texting this just to get a response from you because you are someone in his world, whatever the case may be, so I always just am so...
So I'm trying to... How did you... I wanted to say the discernment, I guess, for people like me with what I've experienced, because I wanted to share this for the world to see. There are men who are crying. This narrative that you guys have is not completely correct. For me, because it hurt me, it's like, okay, only share with people that have a vested interest in you and your children and their success, which limits the pool. And it doesn't get out, but other people still keep these stories.
But it's almost like you want to put those stories out there.
You want to put those stories out there. And you just want
to, like, I don't know, like remove comments, DM, just because some of the toxicity, and sometimes a really powerful, amazing message gets lost in the toxicity of the comments.
If someone were to do something like the Agenda Network for fathers that don't have their kids,
that would be amazing.
And allow a safe space for fathers to be like, I didn't want these kids. Bengamfuni. Ngangidagi yona le chira idagi UFH salahla sobabili. Wangitshela ukuthi upreg ngamthumela inyuku. Le ngane bengayifuni. And then angizazi kuphi, angazi oledile kuphi. But yeah, that's my story, and that's why I'm not in my kids' lives. And you're like, yes.
You know what I'm trying to figure out? I hope you guys entertain me a bit. Maybe it's a rhetorical question, why aren't men able to come together, and whether they're going to protest, they're going to march, just as black women have, to a point where they've got a GBV section in the police station, they've had a summit of women. You look at the Bures, one farm killing is too much for them. They will even lie. Because they're like, this is my community. I don't care about your people. Hey, we're being killed. We'll even go to the USA, relocate and do whatever. Because for them, the impact is too much for them. Why is it that Amachita, we're not able to move as how women move when it comes to our issues, where it even gets to the point of government. It gets to the point of with Buddha people now, with Trump are intervening on their behalf. Because for them, it's like, we'll not tolerate even one farm killing. Whether we tell lies, we don't give a damn. No one is going to do this to our community. Why can't we come together and do that?
Before Penson answers, I just want to give a shout out to Titi Mba. He's got a movement called Amatime.
Yeah.
Gary De Silva runs Fathers for Justice, which is an NPO which helps fathers fight for access to their kids. Sandi Lendaba, that I matriculated with, has also got a group for fathers. He's from Newcastle. And there's a couple of other organizations. Dope Dads is another one. There are gents who are trying in various ways to highlight the plights of fathers, especially with parental alienation and being support for fathers who are maybe unemployed or don't really know how to be dads. Hungani speaks about who's training me to be time. But I'd like you to answer Deb's rhetorical question.
So even,
And Kulumele at a bigger level, Penson, when you answered. I hear what Penson said, but it's still
that's right. I'm not answering you.
Oh,
I just wanted to give
so-
a shout out to guys who are trying
Okay, sharp.
things.
yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, before it gets to the dads, I just don't think us as blacks are able to come together for anything.
Okay.
Kuna ngotshwala.
We come
You know.
together for political parties.
Story is there
Yeah.
might be an incentive. We can street to a skip.
No, besides that, Odaki will protest. EFF can put together a march.
Nama-
MK can put together a march. Because those were the
I'm a
references.
KFC in the keep.
Not necessarily. But look, the incentive could be there. But I do think black people can come together for church.
Yeah.
They can come together for Stockfells. They can come together for certain marches. So there is in their smallanyana defense.
Yeah, look, I just think we are more competitive than anything, which is a huge negative to the black community. We don't know how to work together and collaborate, and rather you go to the shit than me.
Okay.
I think,
How much they can come together for Itiski, right? And
Alcohol.
watch a game at a stadium.
Alcohol is number one.
And for alcohol, which you mentioned.
and then outside of that, I don't think Kuti any real.
But those things numb pain, though. That's the common thing about
those things,
Those
because
things,
it's
Ebola,
escapism,
alcohol, escape.
escapism, all those
But
type of things.
what women have done is that we're dealing with the issue. We are being abused. So women can come together for Stockfell and whatever other things.
I don't
Then
think
they
we can
go
do that.
deep into the thing.
I've got a controversial take.
And here's the
Okay.
thing, and you're gonna get a comment where people say, "Tina Snasi stock fella, me and my 6 gens," but you're asking a bigger question
Yeah.
than Yen and his 6 gens.
I've got a controversial take.
Okay.
To answer why, because now we use the example of Itiski, no chwala,
Yes, sir.
which there's a benefit. Children have become worthless. If women were taking men's cows or cars, then mhlawumbe assigns a value to Uti. Once I have this thing, if women are going around lying about men, so men are losing their jobs, and maybe there'd be an incentive. The idea of men coming together to fight to access their children, how does that man benefit Yena? Because what that means is now segmela nyugu for the kids. Like fuck, it's better when I was not there.
So I'm fighting
Now
to go
I have
pay
to
more.
see the kids. Now I have to. Ntwanamba masha nibe grand. Mina, to be honest, yabo mhlambe if you said asamenzi masha bafethu ngoba if we see our kids, uhulumeni ugaya u-3 every month. No, asamenzi otoyitoya bafethu.
That's what I was.
But now it's like, say if we succeed, you now have to take care of these kids.
Responsibility.
You now have to pay like yazi no ngizonibona ngithola phambili ngisawu idisk la.
There's like
Shining good.
usimali lobol.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Women won't come together to abolish ilobolo.
Yeah.
Even though they're like, no, but ilobolo is taking from our men, and our families are at a deficit. They're like, no, leave that on.
Can we smash one more before I have to duck?
You have to chuck.
Yeah.
Shit, it's late. Let me read this one and then I'll read another one. I don't need you to respond, but it's on brand. H. Pearl Davis at Pearly Things. She's a podcaster, I believe. Is it her? I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, Pearly Things, definitely.
I do not think black men are as much of deadbeats as the media makes them out to be. Generally, from what I have seen, if the woman tries to play games or control them, they are more likely to just walk away. White men are more likely to waste thousands of hours and dollars fighting with the woman. The black men do not see the point. Let me see if I can find one. Okay, let me close with this one. Maybe let me read a couple and then you'll respond.
Okay.
One of my favorite content creators, I don't know if it's called a content creator, Alex Hormozy. The only thing that makes hard conversations harder is waiting to have them. Chris Williamson. It's arrogant to think, Chris Williamson on Twitter is quoting Alex Hormozy. It's arrogant to think you can do multiple things at once and beat someone who does one thing with all their effort. Pick one thing, go all in. Then you become the one who's hard to beat. Kevin Zabo, 14. Don't fix anxiety. You don't fix anxiety. You fix your finances, your diet, your habits, your relationships, your sense of purpose. Then anxiety goes away. And I'll close with this one, maybe for engagement. Gerwinder @G_S_Bogal. Twitter convinces lazy people they are geniuses. They get into arguments with busy people who can't sit around arguing all day. So the lazy person always gets the last word and thinks they won the argument.
Yeah, look, just quickly, just touching a little bit. I watch a lot of Upul. Some of the things that she says, I disagree with, and the majority of the things that she says, I definitely agree with. You know, I wouldn't use the race with the black men, just call it quits. I think there's a level of man that knows that he's fighting a losing battle based on the person that you have now made a child with. It's different when you have been all in, you've invested in a home, etc. I think you will tend to fight a little bit harder versus a person who might have hooked up with a chick and it was a situationship and she fell pregnant. So I think there's more to that than just looking at it from a racial point. I think it's how the child came about that also plays, and how invested you are in the mother and how invested you are into wanting to become a father. I think there's
no incentive to being a father or to be a mother, which is why women are celebrating being childless today.
Yeah, it's
a liability.
Do you think this thing is also linked to the idea that black men don't have employment? Because you've taken his core of existence, that I must go work and provide. I think that is the core. I could be wrong. Some men will define it the way they want. My existence is I must go work. Whether you're working for renewal or some sort of an exchange, barter system, whatever it is, but I have to do something and give it to someone. So once you've taken the ability for me to go work and hunt, what is the point of me being in that person's life? Because I know I won't be able to take care of them.
Sorry, before you continue, it's 5 to 3. No?
Okay,
sorry. I think a lot of quote unquote black men would fight understanding the economical landscape of this country. I think more would fight if you just put an extra zero on the income that they have.
Exactly.
You know?
Before you continue, how much time do you have for us?
1 minute.
1 minute. I'm asking.
I close it off so that
before he closes it off, you don't want to come and sit here for another 15?
Yeah, we can go.
Okay. No, it's for your comfort.
Yeah, I'm fine.
So the Penson's not under pressure.
Yeah, but let's Penson hit before
please make
he
your
leaves.
last point.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, I think a lot of it is also speaking to the financial limitations that we have. Therefore, you're saying, even if I do fight, what happens if I get custody? Ngingana mali vele.
I don't even have imali yokugibela.
Just
to get caught.
So it's that. But moving on, I wanted to speak about the one about not Chris Williams,
Alex Hormozy.
The lazy people.
No, that lazy people on Twitter is something else.
No, that's something else.
Okay.
Let's see.
Which is annoying because Twitter. Yeah.
Which is annoying. The only thing Twitter.
Like the thing is that there's losers that we've given access to. That's my problem with Twitter. That's why I was like, I think I could close it off because you're a loser. You're an absolute loser in every way. You're a loser mentally. You're a loser physically. You're a loser financially. You've got nothing going for you in the world. And I've given you access into getting my attention. You know how hard it is to get my attention. And I've given you that access. And then there's 1,000 other losers. That think like your loser brain. That like your loser bullshit. Doesn't mean that 1,000 people could, even if it's 100 people, they could all be 100,000 losers in your exact situation. Now it's trending. Now it's losers trending.
Blessing Bless said, Twitter became toxic the day losers realize that they can punch a celebrity and get a reaction.
Like really? You can have no backing of anything. You can literally, I can say something that needs us to have a debate. You can literally respond by sending a GIF or whatever, and that's now a big thing. And I'm trying to actually really unpack something serious. When we send a sticker or whatever, and I'm just like...
Alex Hormozy, the only thing that makes hard conversations harder is waiting to have them.
So we were having this conversation in Spanish, and I was actually going at the team, and I was saying, Wutsi, the problem is not having a hard conversation is like the leak in the roof. So it's not just the fact that it sits there. It actually grows. That's my problem with people not having hard conversations or you putting your head in the sand. It grows, and something that we could have ironed out now before you realize it. Like if you're not too sure, hard conversation going to your baby mom and saying, let's have a blood test. That's a hard conversation. She's going to think you calling her a hoe. You not doing it at month 1. Do you know how tough it is at year 1? Do you know it's almost an impossibility at year 10? Because now as the dad, you're scared with what happens if I find out that the child is really not mine. Whereas if you found out at month 1 it's not yours, you are going to be in pain. But not the same level of pain as in year 10. So all of a sudden, you've left these hard conversations and they've grown and they've become bigger. It's like finding out that you've got cancer and just ignoring it. You're going to upele. So give me just, it hits it on the head.
If you ever get a chance, read Ray Dalio Principles. It's pretty brilliant. He's a hedge fund manager and a dollar billionaire. He runs Bridgewater Associates, which has
the biggest hedge fund in the world, the company.
Private, probably. 125 billion US dollars under management. But he says one of the things that makes his team so brilliant is they have something called brutal honesty. And you get to sit in a room and everyone's like, you fucked up, you what, and then it's, let's see how we can fix it or can assist you. And the reason, and we spoke about this.
About it. Even Netflix,
you cannot build, I was speaking about the Springboks and chasing the sun too. Where Peter Steff is like, if you're scared to tackle, then say. Then say. I say bangus to tackle and say. Like say if you scared to tackle so we can cover. And it gave me the epiphany of you cannot build a high functioning, high performance family, community, company, friendship circle if you guys cannot be brutally honest with each other. And unfortunately, we can't do that with our family members because they're sensitive.
I look
business.
But again, I want to remove the word brutally honest because I think sometimes it gives a certain connotation to certain people. I just want to use the word honest. Ube nevar, because sometimes abantu multi-brutally, they think that you must just be a dick about it, And I've seen it in relationships. If you can't be honest in a relationship and you can't have those hard conversations, the relationship is doomed from get. And it's just a matter of time. Could be 5 years, could be 5 months, could be 10 years, but it's done.
He calls it radical truth.
This thing is done. And I've seen it. That's why people go into, especially within us in the black community, we go into a relationship where we don't even want to know your past, fam. Like imagine going to a bank and wanting a bank loan, a business loan. And they say, we're not interested in your past. We'll just give you the loan. You don't need to tell us anything. And then we'll just go.
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense in any space ever. We are not ready to have these hard conversations. We are not ready to have these open and honest conversations because we're scared we're going to get hurt, one, or I'm going to hurt you, or I might actually have to then give up and not be in a relationship. I know guys, and this is not a sub to anyone, that won't even ask a lady's name because he's scared that that lady might have the same surname as him. Therefore, I can't mac on you anymore. What?
Radical honesty.
Just ask. How long are you guys still going to be here?
I know I've got issues with...
We're here, Fit.
I know I've got issues with what
Who's
you're
going to
saying.
borrow your car?
Booyah.
Yeah.
How long are you going to be gone for?
30 minutes.
Are you sure? Don't lie, because I need to go somewhere.
45 minutes max.
Take my car if it's 40. You need to leave.
No, I might need to.
Yeah, you take my car.
Okay, we'll chat about it.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so
wait, before you go, I struggle with this historical thing because of the sensitivity.
Yeah.
But to support you, I'll say specifically for Daki or poorer people and where they come from, we won't be able to fix ourselves moving forward until we have, like, for example, one of the things I criticize you for is asking like a girl's body count. And I'm like, I know what happens when you open that door. But if we were to agree to do it as a society, we could then fix it, because then people will know you have to expose your body count wherever you go so that people know exactly where you stand.
I want to go as granular as possible. I want to know your relationship with your mom, your relationship with your dad. I want to know what childhood traumas we're holding on, because that will always come about in how we love each other in this relationship. Yeah. It will come about in how we parent, all those things. So if I know, Guti, hey, actually, there's a real thing that we need to work on, because I've got the same challenge and I know how it shows and how it let's please unpack that. But I think people are scared of having those conversations, because should we have those conversations and I do find out X, Y, and Z that you were hooked up with my brother, then we lose the relationship.
I'm afraid we'll talk. So we'll talk later. Let's shut it down. We don't need to carry on. It's been 1 hour 20.
So
wait, sit down. We need to shut it down properly. Debs, are happy? No, it's fine. Debs, are you happy?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Just that it's tough to have those conversations. I think in all spaces. Even in business, it's tough to have that radical honesty.
We'll chat about
it
it.
might be a
Unfortunately,
business
this
partner.
guy's to
Exactly.
go. Musukhuluma phela ngomele
Oh,
uhambe.
Ncese.
Wena
Size
ngaka
tube.
utsamaye wena. Size na
Thank you.
mic.
All right. Now we good. Let's shut it down. Thank you.
Tangos, thank you.
Thank you. Ngasukuma manje.
No, ungasuki mfethu. Ungasuki mfethu.